Okay, hello everyone. Let me get myself up here. Hi. Welcome everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. Hope everyone's doing really good. If you're here, say hello. I would love to hear from you. I love chatting with you guys. Hi, Sherry, Debbie, and Rosalinda. Nice to have you guys here. So I'm Heather Powers, bead maker, author, illustrator, jewelry designer, instructor, and so many more things. But my main job is to inspire you guys to use those beads and get them off your bead table and into some jewelry. And that is what we're going to be doing today. I have a whole little lineup of festive Christmas tree earrings. Hi, Sherry. And we have Amy and Kathy, Cecilia sending you hugs, Cassandra. Hi. Jermaine, so nice to have you guys here. Thank you for joining me here on the live. So feel free to share and like the video so that other people can see it. Happy Thanksgiving, Jermaine. Thank you. Hi, Norma. All right. So, like I said, the festive Christmas tree beads. I am a nut for Christmas trees. It's like my favorite part of the holiday. We have 4 artists in our family, and a Christmas tree is a blank canvas, and we really do it up. We go to the Christmas tree farm, the old-fashioned Christmas tree farm, and go out on a hayride to get that tree and have hot cocoa in the barn afterwards. And the whole Hallmark movie with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, me and Jess. And I love it. And so I was feeling pretty ready to jump into Christmas already. I don't decorate the house until after Thanksgiving, but my ears are up for grabs. There's no rules against holiday earrings before Thanksgiving. So, hi, Angie. Thanks for joining us for the first time today. Hi, Helen and Sheila. All right. So, I'm going to flip my camera over and we are going to start with the making. And we have so much to make today. Let me remove this banner. All right, here we go. Let me turn on my light too so we have a nice, so much better. Got this new light that helps me feel like there's sunshine even when there's not. Okay, so you saw the first pair that I made in the little banner. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do this one first. And then we're going to go from there. So these are bell flowers and a little humble bead. And it's a pretty easy formula. And we're going to use little flower spacers in between the beads. And I have 2 ways we're going to do that. So my extra little ingredients that I have here are little hex cut seed beads. You could use little 4mm fire polish or any little brown bead that can work as a tree trunk. And then I have some size 6 seed beads in a gold color to be the little stars. So I'm going to start with a head pin, and I'm going to add 1 tree trunk bead, and then we're going to do my tree, first branch, flower cap, bell flower, bead cap, and these are 6mm bead caps and 6x8mm bell flowers. Oh no, okay. It looked like my video froze. Okay, and so I'm going to throw on a star, which is a little 8mm bead. And now we're going to make a simple loop at the top. You can use the 1-step pliers or just make your own little loop. Bending it over and then grabbing the end and twirling it around your pliers to get your little loop. Usually it's fast and easy, but it's not underneath my face, right up to my face. So think I need some new bifocals. Okay. You want to make sure that that end is in there nice and tight so that your beads stay still. Okay. Oh, I had to pull it off the camera, guys, and get it closer to me. Hashtag old age. Okay, so that's our first little Christmas tree. And for the top, I did the same thing for each item. And we're going to, oh, sorry. Just thinking about which bead I wanted to grab. Digging through the bead boxes. Okay, so I'm going to use another one of these. These are my little chrysanthemum disc beads. So I'm going to throw on a gold spacer on the bottom. And I love these little O bead spacers. I get these from Cassandra at Beads to Live By. She's my O bead dealer. Okay, and so I'm going to throw on, I want to do that on an eye pin. So we're going to throw on the O bead, the art bead, a bead cap upside down, and then I'm going to grab a little 5x7mm rondelle, throw that on there, trim off the end, and make sure I do this right. So you want to have the loops going in opposite directions. So if the first one's going front to back, do the second one back to front. I mean side to side. Okay, so there's my little loop, and you'll just attach these two together. It's a horrible loop on the top. I'm going to need to fix it. Oh, I try so hard, but it doesn't always work. Okay. See how the little loop is going over to the side? Not a fan of that. I want my loop to be directly above the bead, not kind of going off to the side. So I bent the back of the wire at an angle and then reformed the circle so that it's directly above. And then I'll just grab my ear wire. I love brass ear wires, the natural brass ear wires. They don't have any nickel in them, so they're less likely to irritate your ears if you have an allergy. Bum, 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 one Christmas tree earring ready to go. Super fun. Okay, now you're going to start going through your bead stash, and you're going to do like I did yesterday and look at anything that could be a triangle or a cone, and could that be a Christmas tree bead? So I'm going to show you guys another variation, and we're going to use, I had these little bead caps and I painted them white with Vintage Ultimate Paint. So they started out brass, and you could use them either brass or white, but I'm using them with this teal color bellflower, and I thought it looked kind of snowy and Arctic. So you're going to need 3 little beads underneath as your tree trunk, so that there's some, because there's a little space that you got to fill up with the bead cap. And these are size 6mm hex beads. That's what those are called. And they were just in my stash. Okay, now I'm going to slip on the bead cap, flower, bead cap. Oop, make sure you go through the center of the bead cap because they have all sorts of holes on the top. And I'm going to end with the bellflower. And then we're going to throw a star on this with a little 8mm bead on the top. And then we're going to make our little loop. Make sure you bend that over all the way so that it isn't turning like I had to fix on the other one. If you bend it over more, you'll have less of that problem. Okay. It's a very tough head pin. The metal does not bend very well. Okay, so there's my second Christmas tree, and I would do the exact same setup with that little guy. Just throw them right on. I think this is the perfect little accent for the trees, and so that's what I would do. Okay, so that's that one Christmas tree done. Now the other one, Cassandra from Beads to Live By, she has all these great leaves from the Czech Republic, and so here we have these emerald ones that are just like the cutest little Christmas trees in the world. They're leaves, but they look like hearts when they're upside down or right side up, depending how you're using them. And then I grabbed little 4mm 4mm cornerless cubes that have a little kind of like a flower stamp in the middle of it. And I thought that was the perfect little star. So I'm going to grab a tree trunk, throw on your bead, and my star, which is the cornerless cube bead, and we're going to do the same thing with the loop at the top. Nice and simple. Okay. In theory, nice and simple. Yeah, these are like the hardest. So there we go. There's our little Christmas tree. Isn't that adorable? And I definitely want to pair it with an art bead because that's way more festive. And guys, honestly, I would just keep using this. I think these chrysanthemum beads kind of look like knitted sweaters. So I like the feel of those, the look of those two together. And I have these in several different colors, so I just think they're perfect. You could also use a little spacer bead, like a little wobble on the top too, or any artisan bead that you like. Of course, I'm going to say use an artisan bead because I think that's what really adds a story and personal touch to your designs. And then I did exactly the same thing with these little birch leaves that Cassandra has in her shop. And that's Beads to Live By. Cassandra, if you're here, feel free to pop those links down for us for your Czech glass leaves. They're so cute. That's just the cutest Christmas tree I've ever seen. And you could do these as earrings, but you could also cluster them with other little charms and beads and chain and do those little things that people are putting on purses where you have a little lobster claw clasp and it's a little decoration that hangs a little charm for your purse. You could do a little festive one with that. And now let's go down here. And I love this. I thought maybe I could make these into a Christmas tree. These are long bead caps. They're brass, and then I painted it white to give it a little Arctic feel, kind of like on Elf in the North Pole where everything has a white coat of paint on it. You know what I'm talking about. And so your best friend when you want to make something into a winter wonderland is the Ultimate Paint from Vintage. And this is just white, and you just paint on a coat of it, let it dry. If you need a little bit more, you can put on a second coat. And then after it's all done, you can buff it if you want with a buffing block to remove some of the paint and reveal the metal that's underneath. So I'm not going to do Christmas trees with these because I couldn't get it to work as a Christmas tree, but I'm going to make an old-fashioned vintage bell pair of earrings with those. So That's what we're gonna do. And no one's gonna stop us. All right. I think I'm gonna do this. Okay. I made these earlier where I had a little 1/2 inch of wire just so it was long enough to fit inside here so that the bead will poke out, and made a little loop at the top. So this is the little thing that dings around on the bottom of the bell. And we're going to take this eye pin, open that up, slip on our bottom of the bell, and slide this through. Oop, that's even a little bit long. So I would probably make it a little bit shorter, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now. It's kind of cute, but I want it to be a little bit shorter. But time on the video, I'm not gonna go overboard. Okay, I want to hold this nice and tight so that it doesn't slip back down and cause any problems. Making sure I pull it up all the way when I roll it over, and trim this down just a little bit because I want a very small loop here. And I want to make sure that the top loop is really resting nice and tightly. It's kind of snug where the hole is so that it doesn't move around too much. So I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger so that that loop stays. Oh, maybe I'm not going to be able to do that. I probably need a little spacer on the top. Okay, so close. Let's do the fixes on the next one. I'm going to trim this off and make my bell just a little bit smaller so that that bottom part, I want it to be seen, but I don't want the wire to be seen. You know what I mean? All right. I need to make sure that's closed and not going to fall off when you throw your earrings on your dresser at night or in your jewelry box. Okay, so this is 2.0 because it didn't turn out exactly like I wanted on the other one. So let's throw that on there. And now, oh yeah, see how much better that looks. Do, 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 do. Lauren, when I went to Cassandra's website, I just looked up check glass leaves, and it's in a listing with flowers and leaves. And Cassandra's going to post on Beads to Live By the link for that, and then I'll share it on the Humble Beads website so that you guys can find those easily. Okay, now let me grab one of those O-bead spacers. My belt got tangled around up there. Okay. Yeah, that'll make it a little easier to have a place for that loop to snuggle into. And you want to make sure you're pulling it tightly, pulling the wire tightly before you pull it over so that you don't have a lot of excess inside the bell when you do your little loop here. Okay, yeah, that works a little bit better. Okay, so there's my bell, and I'm going to do the same thing on the top. the O bead, the disc bead, my bead cap, and then a little ivory with silver 5x7mm bead that's going to be on the top there. And I want these to be going in the opposite direction, so if the bottom's going front to back, the top's going to be going left to right. Ooh, I had that way too big. Okay, now we're going to open up the bottom. And slip on our bell. Oop. I need to fix up the little loop there, but I'm just going to live with it for right this minute. Okay. I like to use the a jump ring on the top here. And so what I've done when I design these earrings is I'm using the same formula, guys, just with different beads, slight variations of the different beads for each one. So I'm going to throw in the jump ring and the ear wire. I like to have a little bit of space in between a whiter bead and my face. So that's why I like to add a little jump ring on there. Okay, so there's the bell. Cute. Oh, Cecilia, I'm so sorry. You've been having such a hard week. Oh, a month. Just sending you lots of love and hugs. Okay. Oh, I love this. I don't know why bells and Christmas, like, I think it stems from a coloring book that I had as a kid. And we would, I just loved coloring the bells in the coloring book. And so it always stuck with me. Okay, we're going to expand a little bit past the beads, and we're going to go into some artisan elements and some pendants that I'm going to repurpose. Well, yeah, it's called a pendant. It's a pendant, but it's not that big. It's, 2 inches. It'll make a cute little earring. And then I have enamel bead cones from Gardan. So we are going to be using that as our Christmas tree. And I'm going to use a head pin. I'm going to grab a bead just as a placeholder. It's just going to hold the head pin so it doesn't slide out on the other side. So there we go. See, it just it's hidden in there now. All right, I'm going to pull up my one-step looper because I'm struggling with my loops. Ooh, and I do want to put something on the top here because the hole is a little big. So I am going to grab, let's see, do I want to do this guy as my star? Sure, I have a little bicone bead. I think that looks really cute as the star. And it fits in really, really nicely in the cone and will help me get a good little loop at the top. So make sure you hold on to your wire that it's not sliding back into the bead cone. I'm actually like holding this really funky, but I'm holding onto the wire so it doesn't move while I do the squeeze here. Oop. That didn't work out. I needed 3 hands. Why, Lord, did you only give me 2? Okay, I'm gonna trim this up. I'm just, man, simple loops. We're struggling today. Reminds me of a first day of art school. They had us draw cubes in perspective, and I had no idea what perspective was, and I could not draw a cube, and I went home and cried because I couldn't draw a cube on my first day of art school. Not to worry, I did eventually learn how to draw in perspective and graduated with honors from art school. But it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to struggle. Okay, much happier with that little loop. Okay, now, same formula. Oh, I'm going to mix this up a little bit. I just thought star. I mean, how could I not, right, you guys? This is just a little blank black brass star. I don't know what that word was. No, that's not right. Here we go. Got my hole punch, my 1.5 millimeter hole punch. And I'm going to punch a hole right in the middle of the star on, right above the center peak. Oop, almost knocked you guys off. There we go. So we have the little hole at the bottom. And you know what? I think it might have a little more freedom and look a little better. I use a little tiny 5 millimeter jump ring with it. So that's what I'm going to grab here. Okay, so this is a little rope jump ring, etched jump ring from Vintage, a 5 millimeter one. I'll slip through my loop and my charm. Close that up nice and tight. And then I'm not going to show you guys this because you already know what I'm going to do with the little, well, okay, I'll do it real quick. I just can't leave it. I need it to look like a real earring. Okay. I got my eye paint. Doing the same technique that I've done for all the other ones. I'm going to grab a copper bow bead for the bottom. Christina, I did go back to school the next day and I learned about perspective and got some perspective and it all worked out. Okay, so that's what we're going to go for. The art O bead, the disc bead, the bead cap, and then the 5x7 millimeter. Oh, you know what? This isn't 5x7. This is 3x5. I've been using 3x5 millimeter beads on the top. And I've just been using the same beads for all of these different projects. I just let that little rondelle be like the connecting element between each of the projects. And that helps save a little money when you're making jewelry because you don't need a different color bead for each design. You can have some elements that are repeating throughout the whole little collection that I have here. And you'll also notice I'm not using traditional red and green. I'm using, if I use green, I'm going to use copper or a really dark berry, almost purpley color, or I'm going to go with a teal. And so all of those colors will help us wear these long past the holiday. So that if you don't do them traditional red and green, you get a little bit more wear. out of the piece so that they're not just for 1 month. You can wear them all winter long. So that's super cute. Love it. All right, now I'm going to use this abacus pendant for an earring, and this is what it comes in, the natural brass. And then I did a little wash of that white paint over it and then buffed the surface so that the little shiny bits of brass show through, and they look like little baubles on a Christmas tree. So love that. These are also super lightweight. Now I have these ready to go. They're exactly the same technique that I used on all the other pieces with the art bead, the little bead cap, and then I used a little forget-me-not flower under there. And I'm just going to open up the bottom here and attach my charm and have an instant pair of earrings. And who doesn't love that? And I love that these look like Christmas trees. I mean, anything that's a triangle or a cone, if you wear it in December, it can be a tree. How cute is that? Love it. This is probably one of my favorite ones. I really love this pendant. So we have those in the shop too. Now, I also have these super fancy enamel shields that are in a triangle shape from Garden Beads. And I think they look like a Christmas tree. I'm going to make them into big earrings. And the nice part about using enamel is that they're super lightweight. So even though they're a big earring, it's going to be really lightweight. And I love that for us. Okay. I'm going to do some little dangles on the bottom. I have these really precious, beautiful ruby crimson red with a coppery finish on top, faceted melon. It's just a really beautiful little bead. So I'm going to do one for each side of the bottom here. And then the middle one, I'm going to do that little bicone bead that we saw earlier, and then the melon. And I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to do a large hole on these, and I'm going to wrap them directly around the enamel piece. I'm going to do a nice large hole. Then we're going to open this up and slip it onto our earring component. Close that up, and I'm going to grab onto the loop. And I'm going to twist that wire around nice and tight on top of my bead. 1 to 2 times. I guess it's going to be 2. A little messy, but I can't go around one more time or the end of the wire is going to be in the front. And I don't want that. I want the end of the wire always to be at the back of the earring. Okay, so let me hang on my other 2 little Christmas decorations here. I love these. I think I'm going to give these to my daughter. She loves big earrings, and she will wear a festive little earring on occasion if she's in the mood. Great thing about making a little pile of these is these are great teacher's gifts, gifts for a neighbor that you like to chat with and have coffee with. You could have these wrapped up ready to go for unexpected holiday guests. Your nephew brings his girlfriend for the first time to Christmas dinner. Whatever it is, you have a little gift ready to go with these little cute festive earrings. Secret Santa gives. Oh, cute. Okay, one more. Oh, thank you guys. I am glad I can offer some calm and creativity into your day. Okay, last one here. And the loops are pretty big on the back so that, it's not, the hole isn't really close to the end. So we need to do a loop that will accommodate that and still let them fly around freely. Okay, I'm going to close that up. And twist around 2 times. Ooh, am I going to give these to my daughter or am I going to keep them? That's the other thing about making Christmas presents. Sometimes you're like, well, maybe I'll have to make them something else because I didn't know I was going to make this for them. And they're not going to miss out. Anyone else or only me? Oh, okay. Now this one, I'm going to do the top. I'm going to have the loop that's already made as the top because I'm going to need a slightly bigger loop on the bottom. And I'm going to go with these copper art beads. I could go with a more, I just think the copper will look pretty. There's no way to say that this isn't a Christmas design, but I liked the contrast of the copper. Okay, I'm going to grab my little O bead. And I'm going to do it in copper because everything is in these. Oh, I want to do this backwards though. So we're going to start with the rondelle, the bead cap, the bead, and then the O bead on the bottom. And now I have enough room to make a larger hole. And let's see if this is going to have, it's a lot of math. Okay, so I want these ones to be going the same direction because I'm going to do a loop at the top to put on the earring. Not a loop, but a jump ring. You guys know what I mean. Okay, now we're going to open this up and throw on our Christmas tree. And yeah, it's going to be hard to give these ones away. I'll have to live with it for a few days and see if I need to wear them. Like, when we go Christmas by that Christmas tree. Am I right? Okay, I'm going to grab my jump ring and oh, you know what? I'm not going to use the jump ring. It's going to be just a little bit too long for me. So I'm going to grab onto the end and turn this so that it's going left to right on the top so that my ear wire will fit on there properly. And it won't be quite so long. A little 1/4 of an inch was just too much for me. And here is our decorated Christmas tree with a little art bead spacer on the top. So again, we have the enamel from Guardian Beads with faceted melon beads and a spacer, a wobble. And then we have our abacus pendant Christmas tree that I've painted white with a little plum wobble on the top. And we have our Christmas tree with the star. This is a really young feeling pair. I can see my daughter wearing these ones too. This one seems very trendy. I like that. And then I have my other little Christmas trees. The original one that I did. And then we have the different variations. So we have the spacers that I painted white. And then we also have the little Christmas trees with the birch leaf or the little check glass heart leaf. And then last but not least, we have our vintage Christmas bell. And that's my whole little earring collection. It'll take me about 20 minutes to finish the other half of the pair. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presents ready to go, or 5 pairs of earrings that I won't be able to give up. Yes, you could also do, Nancy says, that last one could be a primitive dollar angel too. Yes, that would be cute. There's those little angel wing charms you could add on there too. Sheila says, yes, those earrings would match your sweater. They would, wouldn't they? Oh, okay. Oh. Sherry says, my fern pendant could make a sweet Christmas type creation. I hadn't thought about that, Sherry. That fern pendant that I have would make a cute little Christmas tree. Okay. So Mary, you asked about the green beads. So this is made by the same maker, and it's Garden, and then her name Anne, Anne, is all one word, Gardan. And so she's a clever little name, and she has an Etsy shop, and then she also does monthly trunk shows on her Facebook page. So Garden, and then her name Anne, Anne. All right. Rosalinda also made earrings and kept them for herself. Okay, so before you guys go, I have a giveaway for you. So let's do that. And then I'll go back and look through your comments while you guys are posting. Okay, let me remove this and add this to the stage. Okay. Ooh, there we go. That was hard. Okay, hashtag festive. And I'm going to do a $30 gift certificate for you guys today. And just going to look through and make sure there weren't any other questions that you had. All right. Oh, it's been so sweet in the comments. Yeah, and Lauren, I will post on the Facebook page when Cassandra puts that on her page. I will share that directly to the Humble Beads page so that you guys can find that. All right, so you guys getting ready for a big, crazy Thanksgiving festive party dinner? We're actually having a very low-key Thanksgiving with just my husband and kids, adult kids, and all of my family are going out of town for this, up north or, further from town with their significant others. So we're having a very quiet, peaceful Thanksgiving. And of course, we'll have to watch The Christmas Story. Do you have a Thanksgiving movie that you have to watch to start the holiday? That's always the one that we turn on. Rosalinda, you'll have just your hubby and son. I'm okay with it because I'm the one that hosts all the holidays, and I love it. And I took a break last year, and we had quiet, simple festivities. and it was kind of nice. I'll be ready for the parties next year. Christmas Vacation. Oh yes, Julia, that is a hilarious one. Love love seeing the hijinks that they get up to. Okay, hashtag festive. Oh, Mitzi, I have not seen Bad Moms Christmas. I've seen the trailer for it. It looked a little too real. I want some fantasy. Oh, that's funny. All right, so let me start the giveaway. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Gretchen. Congratulations, Gretchen. I'm going to post my, like, very awkward here. All right, Gretchen, you see my email up there, humblebeads@gmail.com. Sorry. Mitzi, you're cracking me up, making me choke. Okay. Gretchen, email me at humblebeads@gmail.com and let me know you are the winner, and I will send out your $30 gift certificate. Each week through the month of December, I'll be doing Bead Table Wednesday and doing a drawing, so be sure to join me. And I'm sorry, I don't do Black Friday craziness. It's just I don't shop it and I don't do sales for it. But sorry, let me grab a drink of water real quick. The on Cyber Monday, I will be having a sale for the Creative Circle registration. The Creative Circle is my monthly workshop that we do where we do a seasonal project and you get a self-care journal each month to help you tie in your creativity to self-care. And you can look at my website at our past projects that we did this year and just look up the Creative Circle on the website and you can see what we've done. And so that'll be on sale on Monday. And then also the replays of the last 11. Did I do 11 or 12? Whatever the last the last year of them, they will be half price for the replays. So that's a lot of projects, a lot of inspiration that you guys can take advantage of. I am still working on the earring kits for this. I will post on my Facebook group and send out an email when they're ready. I am a lot of orders this week, so I got to get the orders out before we make new stuff. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have the kits, but sign up for my newsletter if you aren't already, or make sure you follow my page here on Facebook or Instagram, either one. Those are all places you'll see posts. Of course, I always send out to my email first. All right, guys, take care. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the rest of your week. Find some time to create. Even if everything in your life is a mess, it'll be good for your soul. And you will feel much happier during the holidays if you take some time. The half price sale for the Creative Circle is going to be on Monday. Mitzi, it'll be all day on Monday. Monday only, because that's Cyber Monday. And so that'll be the one day that I do that big sale for the Creative Circle classes. All right, guys. Love you. Take care. Have a good holiday. Sending you a hug if you are having a hard holiday this year. I understand. And just wish you lots of peace and love. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.